Okay, so I'm painting today. Sorry, I don't have the setup to actually show you as I go, but I'll just be, talking along as I try to, I can't open this. Oh my gosh. Alright. I'm going to be using mostly blues today, and I want to attempt to do something. I know blues tend to represent sorrow, but I want to present anger without using red. There's a reason for that, and it's because I don't support red. As you can tell by the recent, I'd say the recent election results and everything like that, this is extremely political. So if you're not into political shit, you can either leave a hate comment, bring me plenty of, what is it? Attention? Give me more, followers and shit like that. You can do that, boost my video, or you can just click off right now. This is 100% political. If you don't want to hear it, leave. This goes for people who might be triggered easily as well. Except nicer. I'm much more understanding people who are trying to avoid politics or hearing anything solely because of the fact that it might make you want to, I can understand that. So click off now if you don't want to hear anything politics, if you don't want to get potentially triggered, and if you are a Trump supporter. Yeah, I don't want anything to do with any Trump supporters. I don't want anything to do with people who didn't vote either, and they chose not to vote because neither choice is good, right? See, you can say that neither choice is good. You can say neither choice is good, right? And yes, that's true. Kamala was not perfect. She was definitely better than a rapist, though. And not choosing is just as bad as choosing. Not voting is just as bad as choosing the worst possible option. Because, let's see, as Martin Luther King Jr. said, silence is violence. You can't argue with me on that. You will never convince me otherwise. So if you didn't vote, now I can understand if you didn't vote because you didn't have the means to vote, you can't vote for whatever reason. I can understand that. Or you didn't vote because you genuinely weren't educated. But if you knew everything that was going on, and you knew you were following the election, and you knew everything Trump wanted to do, you heard every speech Trump put out there, and you still couldn't choose, you chose. And you chose to avoid confrontation over people's rights. Over women's rights, trans people's rights, queer people's rights, black people's rights, Asian people's rights, Native Americans' rights. All of those. You chose silence. You chose complacence. That is a view that I have. If you don't like it, if you're offended, boo-hoo. I'm not in the state of mind to care. I'm going to give you guys some info about myself. I've popped up on and off of YouTube and TikTok for a little bit here. I'm working with watercolors, by the way. I've gone on and off. I've gone up and down. I've posted. I haven't posted. I've deleted some channels. I'm going to start by sketching, actually. Where is... This has lead. But, I'm past the point. I lost my point of... I lost what I was saying, but I'm past the point of talking. Being nice. I'm past the point of being nice about it. I'm way past the point of being nice. We're gonna do this portrait style. I am gonna draw. I want to do this with sharp angles, but also I'm gonna draw a person. And this is a person with tape over their mouth. It's gonna be a woman. I think I'm gonna make it trans woman of color. Because those, if you guys don't know that demographic of people is one of the most discriminated against. They have, out of the trans community, they have the most likelihood of getting murdered or assaulted. They have the highest chance of a lot of shit. So I'm going to put, that's what I'm drawing. I haven't titled this piece. I don't title most pieces. I'll even show you one of my most recent ones. I did this on election night after the results were in, and that's this. This is just, I don't know. This is the kind of thing that I do. Art is my passion. Art is a hobby. Right now, I can't really afford to make it anything else. You know how the economy is. And the economy actually isn't Biden's fault. You guys can say that all you want, but the economy is COVID's fault. Biden was trying to fix it. Biden was doing his best. And Biden isn't responsible for 100% of everything goes on in Congress anyway. He's just a spokesperson for 90% of it. And he has the ability to veto things and put in executive orders and propose different things to Congress. He doesn't exactly control all of it. That's not how our presidency, that's not how everything, works. And if I'm wrong about any of that, feel free to correct me in the comments. Feel free to educate me. Do so respectfully, of course. Please don't cuss me out or anything like that. I'm more than willing to learn. I'm more than willing to, be given sources and other things to read about how things work. But, let's just say things aren't. This is broken. How is this pencil broken? I literally just pulled it out of the package. Spark plug. Sorry, my cat is trying to get into my paint. This is odd. They're all broken. They are all broken. Fresh out of the package, and there's broken lead. Alright. Let's go. Expect this to be a long one. I don't expect to get any views on this. I don't expect to get any views at all. This is the closest thing I can do right now, especially in my town. And I will not be telling you where I live. But my town, I'm in a blue state, but I am in a red town. So a lot of people here are super happy with the results. Any of you who are happy with the results and you see this, then, boo-hoo, cry about it. Go ahead, I don't fucking care. You can be pissed at me, you can be offended. I don't care. You have voted to take my rights away. I am a trans person. Oh, that's what I was doing. I was telling you about me. Yeah. I've been on and off YouTube. I've been on and off TikTok. I do have a TikTok. I'll probably list that below. But I am a trans person. I am assigned female at birth. I am. So not only does the anti-trans legislator that Trump is supporting affect me, but abortion rights affects me. And anything that he does against women affects me. Because guess what? If he makes it so you can't be trans, you can't have access to transgender healthcare, guess what? That means the government will always see me as a woman. So anything that affects women will affect me. Right? So, and I'm trans non-binary anyway. Pronouns are they, them. But regardless of whatever anybody says, you voted to take my rights away if you voted red. Not to mention, if you think about Project 2025, you voted to take away the right to gay marriage. You've voted to take away the right to union, the right to workers' protection. Guess what? That includes overtime payment. That includes the ability to, or the inability of a company to fire you with no probable cause. So if you live in a state that doesn't do the whole at-will fire thing, and they have to have a cause to fire you, I mean, I'm pretty sure they have to have a cause to fire you even with the at-will. It's just they can fire you for any reason at any time in an at-will state. And you can quit for any reason anytime. But that takes your right to a job away, basically. And even now, that right to a job is still challenged and still not really a thing, which people deserve to be able to have access to work. I guarantee you a lot of people aren't skimming. And those that do, boo-hoo. Those that are skimming off the system, boo-hoo. I would rather give help to people who don't need it than take it away from people who do. So, if you, for any reason at all, disagree with that, as you can tell, I have no plan to get any of this monetized. Ever. I don't care. I'm not going to give the language. But in terms of politics, supporting Trump is supporting genocide. Trump is Hitler. Trump is a Nazi. Our country is going in the same direction that Germany did before the Holocaust. The same direction. You can't convince me otherwise. It starts with taking rights away. It starts with going into power, trying to get into power. It starts with people saying, oh, he's not actually going to do all that stuff. Oh, he will. He means it. It starts with people voting for someone who clearly does not have the people's interest at heart. It starts with banning books. Guess what? That's what Project 2025 will do as well. Project 2025 will ban books. Guess what's on that list of books that will be banned? The Holy Bible. So if you're Christian and you voted for Trump, guess what? You voted to have your right to read the Holy Bible taken away. That's as far against Christian standards as it gets. You voted to have your right to religious freedom taken away, basically. Guess what this country was founded on? Religious freedom. That's the First Amendment. My cats are getting... trying to figure out how I want to do the hair. But you cannot convince me that Trump is a good person. He's a rapist. He's a felon. His conviction date isn't until the 26th, I believe. So, just so y'all know, he hasn't even been convicted yet, which means there's also a chance that he won't even make it into office. There's a chance that he'll be in prison for at least 4 years. Probably more. Which is, guess what? His entire election campaign, his entire time, which is just a wasted... He's confident he won't be in. He's confident he won't go into prison. He's very confident. You can see that. That should worry you. That should worry you. It should worry you that he is confident he won't be in prison. Why is he not worried? Oh, I completely forgot what I was doing with this, and I did the hair completely wrong. Okay. There we go. Okay, I just need like an outline sketch. You? And you? I think I need to figure out a way to make it more obvious that she's trans. And the only reason for that, like, I'll add the trans flag in there. The only reason for that is because that's the point of this art. It's about a trans woman of color whose voice and rights are being taken away, much like everyone else here. Almost everyone. If you are not a rich person, if you're not a rich, cisgender, white man, your rights are going to get taken away. Poor people's rights. He's trying to undo, well, not him. The Project 2025, we're going to continue to focus on that, is also trying to take away the Affordable Care Act. Guess what the Affordable Care Act does? Is it obvious yet? Takes away your right to health care. Your right to affordable health care. The Project 2025 is also looking to Project 2025 is also looking to raise prescription medication prices. Guess what that does? That kills people who need insulin. That kills people who need medications for their, but they can't afford it. And guess what? That they also don't have insurance anymore. They don't have the right to insurance, right? They don't. It's the thing. Another thing that Trump wants to do, and I believe it is the Project 2025 still, is ban abortion, no exceptions. Project 2025 would make this a federal law. Federal law overturns state law, which means regardless of whether you're in a red or blue state, if abortion is banned federally, abortion is banned in your state. That kills people. That kills children, that kills women, that kills mothers, and that kills trans people who get pregnant and need an abortion. That kills all the wrong people. And in some aspects, some places that want to ban abortion want to make the sentence, they want to make it a Class C felony. That stops women from having the right to vote. That also, Class C felony means 15 years max. And in most states that want to do this, the max or the minimum, I don't know if it's the max or minimum for 15, if it was max or minimum 15 or 10, but sexual assault is a Class G, which, should a man be convicted of that, and yes, I will use the word man because it is primarily men. Not all men, okay, boo-hoo. It's all women being sexually assaulted. I have not met a single woman, a single AFAB person who has not been sexually assaulted. Every single person I know who is assigned female at birth has been sexually assaulted. Guess what? That's my mother, that's my grandmother, that's my sister, that's my brother, he's trans. That's me. That is, okay, I have 2 sisters, so that's both my sisters. That's my friends, my roommate, my best friends. I have not met a single one who's not been sexually assaulted. And yes, this seems all over the place, so excuse me, I have ADHD, I am all over the place. But I am sorry. I'm not sorry, actually. I am just done. I'm done with all of this. Project 2025 looks to take away so many people's rights, and people voted for it. They voted for our rights to be taken away. And that's not even mentioning the tariffs Trump wants to impose. Oh, yeah. Yeah, did anybody tell you what a tariff is? There's plenty of people learning. Plenty of people regret it. Tariffs are going to ruin the economy. You know why? Because you put a tariff, you put a tax on imported goods. That means those companies here in America, that doesn't mean those other countries are paying. That means the companies here in America are paying more to import the goods that they sell to us. That means and because it's usually cheaper to do imported goods than it is to make our own products here in America, that means that companies are going to have, regardless of whether they start making product here or continue to import, they are going to raise prices. Inflation is going to be worse. You know what that means? That means that we're fucked. Our entire everything is fucked with those tariffs. If he gets those tariffs put in place, our economy will go to shit. Companies are already cutting people's bonuses just because they cannot afford to pay it, because they are buying at least a year's worth of product in backstock so they can keep prices affordable for at least a year. Which means you might not see the effects of it immediately. You're already seeing the effects of it. I'm sorry. That was incorrect. But at least some of the worst of it won't be seen for at least a year, which will be not being able to afford food. Me, I make $14 an hour. I train people who make more than I do. I work in a kitchen. I make $14 an hour. The standard in this town that I'm in is $16 to $17 an hour for a cook with little experience. It's usually $17, $18, sometimes even $20 an hour on average for a good cook. I am a good cook. I make $14 an hour, and I train people on how to close the kitchen. I have been training people for over a year. They make more than me because I am trans and I am assigned female at birth. I have a coworker who has been there for 3 years. She is a female and she makes the same amount as I do. She trained me. You can see where I'm going with this, right? I make $14 an hour in this economy. I can barely afford food as is. I don't even eat during my 8 to 10 hour shifts most of the time. If I'm lucky, because I do make tips, if I'm lucky, I can buy myself something. I have 1, maybe 2 meals a day right now before the economy is going to go to shit. Once the economy goes to shit, I am going to probably be homeless. I probably won't have health care. I probably won't have food. I'll have to find new homes for all of my animals. I have a snake, a dog, a cat, and my roommates each have cats. We will all have to find new homes for them. My cat is not leash trained. My dog is difficult. Okay? He's a mixed breed of 4 different extremely high energy, smart breeds that happen to also be sassy. And yes, he does sass me a lot. He knows exactly what I'm saying. I have to baby-proof half of my things because he knows how to open my drawers, he knows how to unzip my backpacks, and all of my items are currently in the closet. Unlike me. Actually, I sleep in my closet, so fun fact about me, I'm a little unhinged. But that's just, if you think about it, I can't have him living on the street. I can't have him tied up in the weather. It's almost winter. Winter is cold here. I live in Oregon. I'm not telling you what town I live in, but I live in Oregon. And that is, you guessed it, it gets cold in the winter. Even if it doesn't snow, it gets cold. And the rain eats into your bones. I'm not leaving my animals without that. They're going to the we have a no-kill shelter here. I'm so fucking lucky, right? You know what? The problem with my shelter here in town is, last time I visited an animal in that shelter, because my mom had to get rid of her dogs at one point. She had a litter of her dog had a litter of pups. She had to find homes for. She didn't find homes for all of them before she had to put them in the shelter. Our shelter's no-kill shelter. That should be great, right? 90% of the personnel at the shelter aren't trained on how to take care of a dog. Those dogs were skin and bone, and they joked about how maybe we should feed them more food. Maybe we should feed them twice a day instead of once. And I'm talking, you could see their fucking rib cages. They were starving, those animals. So I'm not putting my dog in the shelter. I don't know any fucking rich people. You know what rich is in this town? Middle class. We don't have any rich people. And the people that are middle class are fucking lucky. They are people who are barely middle class because they pay college loans half the time. You know? And you can only guess what that's going to be like after Trump enters office. All right, you can only guess what that's going to be like. That is bullshit. You know, the rich people, like, there are only a couple of rich people here in town. I've never met them. I don't want to meet them. Half of them are assholes. The things I've heard, I know that there is a rich person here who is homeless. He's homeless because he chooses to be. Because he's a rich and he can afford to go off and do whatever he wants. So he literally just lives on the streets and uses his money to buy alcohol and drugs. He's rich. He gets to have fun. It's legal for him to have fun. But the actual poor homeless people here in town, they're looked down upon. They are seen as scum on our community. They're not. They're not choosing that life. They're not choosing to be stuck in the weather. That dude can afford a hotel whenever he wants. So when it gets cold, he's not out in the streets. Right? I don't want to know any rich people. Rich people are assholes. When people say eat the rich, when I say it, I fucking mean it. Alright? I fucking mean it. Rich people are rich because they take money from poor people. You realize that, right? They underpay their employees, and when their profits go down, profits, they're not losing money. They're just not profiting as much. When their profits go down, they find ways to skim it off the top of people's paychecks. They cut people's bonuses and other shit like that. They cut people's hours, and and it sucks. It's absolutely stupid. I will never interact with a rich person. I would hope nobody else would interact. I would never knowingly interact. If I meet a rich person and they mention they're rich and they mention they have money, I will walk away. Because if I don't walk away, I'll be in prison for assault. And you know damn well I'd be getting the maximum sentence because he's a rich man. My town is very gun heavy. That's 90% of the reason why they voted for Trump. Everyone I know who's voted for Trump voted for him because he can fix the economy, lower gas prices. He won't fix the economy. Tariffs are not going to fix the economy. They're going to make it worse. And he's also a businessman who's gone bankrupt. How many times? I've lost count. Sorry. How is that supposed to fix the economy? He's not a good businessman. You want a businessman as a president, then you better make damn sure it's a good one. He is not good for the economy. He wants to, it's just, I'm tired of being oppressed. I'm tired of people I know being oppressed. I'm tired of living like this. I'm tired of people saying I deserve to live like this. I'm not even homeless. You know, I'm lucky. If I really have to, I can go back and live with my dad. I've got a narcissist of a sister who's currently living with him, so it'd be difficult. It'd be a toxic living situation, but it's doable. And in a survival situation, I can do it. I'm lucky, but that's if he doesn't lose his house. That's if he doesn't lose his house. He's struggling financially. My family's all struggling financially. I grew up struggling financially. I started middle class. My dad was middle class for a while. He's no longer middle class, and he hasn't been for quite a few years. So I think you can tell what exactly is going to happen to the people who are barely getting by. You won't be getting by for much more. You won't. It's just a matter of fact. It's all about preparing yourself for the worst, right? So, for those of you who voted for this man, if you're still watching, fuck you. If you're still watching, this affects you too. This affects everyone. This entire thing affects everyone. You cannot argue with that. So you voted to have your rights taken away. You voted to have your friends and family's rights taken away. You voted for a rapist, a Nazi, a white supremacist, and woman hater. You voted for the worst kind of person. Like, I don't care if he could fix the economy or not. I don't care. Why do you want a felon? Why do you want a rapist in power? Like, seriously. Like, if there was somebody running for president and I was like, oh yeah, they're going to do so many great things for the country, and then I heard that they raped somebody, they lose my vote. He's got 20 counts. At least 20. Because it's been a while. I haven't been updated. At least 20 counts of sexual assault. That's sexual assault. That's not including the rape. I'm 90% certain that he's raped people. Straight up. Not just sexual assault. Okay? And by 90, that's an understatement. I'm 100% certain. Okay? That alone should be enough. That many people coming together and saying, he did this to me? Like, I'm sorry, but you're stupid if you don't believe it. You are one of the dumbest people on the planet if you don't believe that he's done those things. He incited violence. He literally encouraged and started the attack on the Capitol or whatever the fuck it was when he lost to Biden. He started that. He tried to stage a fucking coup. You really think he's not, once he's in office, you really think he's not gonna take down everything we've worked for? You really think he's not gonna undo it all? You really think he's not gonna become a fascist dictator? He is a fascist, but you really think he's not gonna make himself dictator and then take away all of our rights one by one? Really think he's not gonna do that? Do you really think he's gonna just, fix everything? You're stupid. Report this video. I don't care. Watch it. Don't watch it. I don't care. Get through 5 seconds of it and then leave. I don't care. I'm tired of this. This is what I have so far. It is not perfect. I need more colors. I'm trying to decide what to do with it. But let's go with yellow. If you think, for any reason at all, that he is a good option, fuck you. Because he He hates people like me. He wants people like me dead. He doesn't care about you. He doesn't care about anybody but himself. He wants power. Anybody who wants power should scare you. Power is corrupting. Power is addictive. Power, it destroys the mind. It destroys the soul. Anybody who wants that kind of power over everybody, that kind of control, is bad. Because they will not use it for good. They will use that power to further their own personal agenda, not the people's agenda. You know, career politicians, I don't trust a damn one of them. All right? And that includes Kamala Harris. I don't trust her. But I'd fucking rather have her over Trump. I would. I would rather have her over a fascist rapist and racist. I mean, his color's red, for Christ's sake. You might as well just add a swastika on top of that. He's going to destroy this country and everything we used to stand for. This country was founded on human rights. It was founded on principle. It was founded on good intention. It was founded on the idea that the Constitution would be rewritten every few years or so, or would be reviewed and revised. It was not meant to be upheld for a long amount of time. It's not perfect. It was not meant to be perfect. It was a placeholder. It still is a placeholder, and it is time to rewrite that placeholder because it is no longer serving the people. And the people who want to change it are people who want people like me eradicated. With Trump in office, there will be another genocide. There will be another Holocaust. There will be another world war. Of some kind. We can't stop it. Unless we do something about it. Unless we stand up and fight for what we believe in. I have the freedom of speech. I'm going to use it while I've got it. No doubt I'm going to lose it eventually. And when I do, when we all do, inevitably, maybe those of you who voted for him will finally believe me. Will finally come to your senses. Maybe. You know, if your heads aren't too far up your asses. Regardless of what happens, regardless of how everything plays out, I'm not going to back down. I will go to prison for what I am saying before I close my mouth. You guys have no idea how big of a mistake you've made. Nobody has any idea how big of a mistake they made voting for him. Or not voting. Now, granted, popular vote does not change electoral votes, which means, you know, the Electoral College could just choose to vote against the will of the people regardless. Not to mention, at least one state was paid by Elon Musk to vote red. So, you know, that's illegal, by the way. That, we should call for a revote on that. But, you know how it is. If you're gonna if you're gonna play Russian roulette with your country, make sure to take the bullet out of the chamber next time. In terms of coping skills, because I figured I'd move on to that in case any of you are feeling completely hopeless right now. Keep yourself busy. Don't let yourself stop and think. Don't let yourself stop and think about it. Keep yourself busy. Hang out with friends. Go and do protests, do art, anything. You know, play your video games. Do not stop moving right now. If you are that worried, if stopping and thinking about this is hurting your mental health, do not let yourself stop. Don't. Because it will eat you up inside and it will devour you. It will destroy you. That's what they want. They want us to destroy ourselves. I promise you. They want us to destroy ourselves with our fear and our hatred. Or whatever else you're feeling. I don't know, I'm feeling some pretty intense hatred right now. Anger, all that. They want our negative feelings to destroy us. And that includes those of you who are experiencing suicidal thoughts. I love you. Don't let them win. Stay here so that our future generations, so that the generations after us can see that we can survive. So the generations after us don't have to go through the same thing. Stay here and fight. It will be worth it. Even if it takes until we're 80 years old. Even if it takes till we're 100. It'll be worth it. But don't let them, don't do their job for them. Make sure you go down swinging. Make them look you in the eyes as they kill you with their hands. Make them watch and see the blood on their hands. Don't put the blood on yours. Put it on theirs. Okay? If our government is going to kill us, make sure they have to put some effort into it. So, for now, just keep yourself busy. Hang out with your friends. Have some good times. Distract yourself whenever you need to. Take breaks from the mindless doom scrolling. Talk to people about how you're feeling. Tell them you're scared, and then do something about it. Sitting around doing nothing and just thinking about how the world is closing in just makes it close in faster. And it kills you. And it'll kill you before your own hands do. So just do your best to keep your mind off that. Okay? Don't hurt yourself. Paint, do some art. I know art seriously helps me. Listen to music. I've got a few. Female rage. Female rage music is awesome. Alright, here's one of my favorites. And it's all over TikTok right now. Dead Men Don't Rape. It's a good one. Search female rage. You'll find plenty of playlists. YouTube, Spotify, wherever else you listen to your music on. I don't know, those are the only two I listen to music on. All of them. They will they will be perfect. Ooh, that's a bad color. That is a gross color. I need some yellow and then red. Ooh. Sorry, I'm mixing my paints. But that's what you need. You guys cannot give up. We don't have the luxury of giving up. I don't have the luxury of giving up. Because giving up doesn't just destroy my life. It destroys future lives. It destroys other people's lives. You know, it does so much more than just affect me. This entire situation we have here, it affects everybody I know. Everyone. It affects everyone in different ways, but it affects everyone. And that is why giving up isn't an option. It shouldn't be an option. I feel for the people who did. It's not their fault. It's really not. It's not their fault they gave up. I understand it. I want to. I want to just sleep and never wake up. Because this world is difficult. I understand. I don't blame anybody who gave up, but I don't want their lives to be in vain. I don't want to be another number. I don't want to be another statistic. And I don't want people to keep adding to that statistic. Because it just takes away from so much. It just proves how absolutely horrible what we're going through is. So many people have lost their lives. And I say lost because it might have been by their own hand, but that hand was being held by the government as they took that. As they did that, their hand was being held. They were being led to that knife. Or however else they did it. They were being drawn to that, pulled to that, dragged, kicking and screaming to it. Alright? They did that because of everything going on. And I understand. That blood is on the government's hands. That blood is on everybody who voted for Trump. That blood is... It's on everybody who didn't speak up. I haven't lost anybody personally, but I can feel everybody that has been lost. And it hurts, it hits like an aching hole in my chest. I don't want to lose anyone else. I don't want to lose anyone else. I don't know your name. I don't know anybody's names. I don't want to lose you. I don't know you, but I don't want to lose you. Going on to another topic. My painting is going... I'm not very great with painting. Traditionally, I do a lot of digital painting. My art style changes drastically. I'm not very good with traditional color theory. I'm better with digital color theory. And yes, they are two different things. Unfortunately. Because I'm suffering right now. But what can you do? I wanted to start making some physical statements because I am absolutely enraged by everything that is going on. I'm going to keep holding on to that rage. I'm going to feed the fire. Because there's not much else I can do. If I don't feed the fire, I'm going to wind up laying in bed all day. And I'm not going to want to get out. I'm not going to want to get out. And unfortunately, as I've learned in therapy, when you're depressed, doing the opposite of what you want to do, which is lay in bed all day usually, or hurt yourself, doing the opposite of that helps. And I'm not kidding. It does. Makes me angry that it works, but it works. So, just so you guys know, I am in therapy. That means coping skills are things that I've learned. I am coping. But I'm also allowing myself to feel. Take that anger and put it into something. It can be something creative. It can be something destructive. And I don't mean destroying other people's properties. I am not encouraging that. I'm encouraging maybe buying something like a pillow to stab when you're angry or something like that, you know, or tear up some tissue. Do something, buy a punching bag. Stuff like that. Because it helps. Put your anger into something. Don't just let it sit. Put your fear into something. Don't sit with it. Sitting with it is one of the worst things you can do. Because it eats you up inside until there's nothing left. And then when there's nothing left, you lose everything. I need gray. Oh. I don't need gray. Gray sucks. Watercolors, man. Watercolors. I'm getting there. I should have trigger warning that I put blood on it. Fake blood. Sorry. Red paint. Not real blood, I promise. I'm not bleeding over here. Okay. I need to color the hair. This. Okay. Oh shit, I just spilled my water. It's okay, everything's set up here on a cardboard box in my kitchen. Can you tell that I'm poor? I don't have an actual setup anywhere. It's okay. I'm making do with what I've got. I have a paper plate for my paints. A mug. This is a cute-ass mug, too. Got these at a thrift store. But I'm going to start transitioning. It's been almost an hour. I'm going to start transitioning the topic to a cool down. I probably should have given you guys a heads up that I would do that at the beginning of the video, but I didn't have an actual plan for this. So, here we are. So now I'm just going to talk about my art, the kind of stuff I enjoy doing, and just, the things I like to do. So, in terms of my art, I enjoy watercolors more than any other medium. I really, really like watercolors. I cannot stress that enough. Watercolors are my jam. Okay, they are everything to me. And I mean, I like digital art more than I like watercolors, I should say. Because the undo button is a godsend, okay? Let's be honest. The undo button has saved my life on multiple occasions. I do have a Deviant Art. I do not remember for the life of me what it's called, because I have not logged in a while. But I will link that in the description, just like I'll link my TikTok. I don't really do a whole lot of actual posting on there. I do a lot of reposts. So you guys will see like different reposts that I'll do if you follow me. I attempt to follow back. If you need support, I will be trying to I might not respond right away. So if it is an emergency and you are like gonna like contact a crisis line, do a crisis text line. I will not be able to respond right away all the time. I do have a job, and yeah, there's all of that. But I will do my best to respond in a timely manner, and I will do my best to show support and care and help with everything. So you are welcome to message me on TikTok if you need to. If you just need a friend, a companion, somebody to rant to about what you're going through in your state specifically, and where you're at and everything like that. I enjoy kind of messing around with colors. My color picking is completely random. Sorry, that was a very sudden switch. I'm just trying to stay on topic. The colors that I choose are completely random. I don't know how the piece is going to turn out, and sometimes it is very ugly. I cannot stress that enough. I've had some very ugly pieces in the past just come right out, you know? Like, it's terrible. This piece will probably be no different. I'm not very great at watercolor. I'm very used to doing sketching and just drawing, you know. Do some yellows here. I'm not a very good artist when I'm drunk. I should tell you guys that now. I have one single painting I did while I was drunk. Fun little fact about me. And this was celebrating a couple things. A, we were celebrating Halloween. B, my brother got his braces off. So, you know, we just kind of drank a little bit to that. Did a little, you know, like, super happy that he did that. Did some drinking game. Hung out with a friend. Stuff like that. Yeah. I'm not great. I'm not a good artist when I'm drunk. My color, everything's muddy on that. I'm not kidding. That entire painting is muddy. It's hard to tell what's going on. I need to retouch it, which is something you're allowed to do as an artist, by the way. Heads up for any artist watching. Anybody watching as an artist, yeah, you're welcome. You're always allowed to take an art piece that you've finished and go back to it. You do not have to leave it as is once you've finished it. You are welcome to change it whenever you want. Fix it, scrap it entirely, paint over it, anything. You are welcome to do that. Oh, I completely messed up a spot. It's okay. It's okay, as Barbaros always says, happy little accidents. That's me, by the way. I was not a planned child. I was born before my parents were married. Yay me, right? My parents are not married anymore. I should mention that. But it's fine, because it was not a messy anything, actually. Things went really smoothly. Well, relatively. My parents don't talk anymore. But, again, I grew up with a good life, relatively. I'm still traumatized as fuck by a bunch of different things, but most of that is from outside the home. Most of it. I do have a little bit of home life drama, but, you know, we don't have to get into that. But, where was it? What was I even talking about? Oh, yeah, Happy Little... Oh, that's where that came from. Oh, man. I'm not very good at staying on subject. I need, like, to start bullet pointing what I want to talk about. But I am certainly... this is the piece so far. I am not a huge fan of it right now. I don't know how to feel, but you know what? It's fine. There's more yellow than blue. I think that's my issue. I didn't use anywhere near enough blue. I wanted to try and use blue, but, like, blue is so hard to make look angry. And it doesn't look angry anymore. I don't think. I know that there's a lot in this. Okay, now I'm going to try and make, like... Yeah, we'll just use that color for the duct tape. It's fine. Duct tape can be any color you want it to be. Does that look good? Oh yeah, that looks okay. At least on camera. That's not too bad. Anyway. Back to what I'm doing. I like the little patches of yellow in the hair. I'm actually really happy with that. But I would hope that people here heard what I was saying. I know that it was an angry rant. I know that, you know what? I'm hoping for hate comments. I'm not gonna lie. I'm hoping for it. Go ahead and leave a hate comment, guys. Hate comments make my day, man. It means I'm getting to the right audience, you know? The people that I want to piss off. I need to piss some people off. Because those people deserve to know what they've done to someone like me. And if it makes them angry, then it just proves that they are not good people. I can say that. If it pisses you off, if this video pissed you off, good. Keep that anger. Might do you some good. Maybe self-reflect a little, though. You're definitely in the wrong for voting for Trump, if you did. If it makes you angry for any other reason, maybe think about why it makes you angry and whether or not that thing that made you angry, the thing that I said made you angry, whether or not that was a you thing or a me thing. And then, it's probably a you thing. Figure it out. Self-reflect, please. Can we be healthy? But I don't know if I'm done with this or not. I'm not sure what else I should do with it. Oh. Duh. That's what I wanted to do with the blue. Ooh, that is not a good blue. No, that's fine. Okay. Sparkplug, are you gonna come say hi? No, you're just, oh. You like food way too much. And your gravity feeder doesn't work the way it should. Damn. Maybe I'll pick him up and show you guys. You guys get to see a cat, right? You guys love cats. I'll show you guys what I'm doing in a sec. I am an impatient painter, by the way. That's why I like watercolor. This sounds counterproductive because, like, oh, watercolor takes forever to dry, but I'm like, also, it does dry quick, but it's also easier to blend. It doesn't dry as quick as acrylics, so it's easier to do blending and different color mixes, which I really enjoy. And also, if it comes out looking like shit, I can just blame the medium. I usually don't, though, because it doesn't come out looking completely like shit. I'm not that bad at this. You know what I mean? Okay, yeah, so this is what I'm working on so far. I'm putting the blue around the edges. Boy, is this tedious. It is over an hour now. Anybody with the attention span to sit through this, thank you. Welcome to the shit show, fam. Maybe I'll start off my intros like that. Welcome to the shit show. How's that sound, guys? Not all my videos will be this long, so maybe you guys will meet me on some shorter videos. But, you know. I think I'm about to need fresh blue. I don't want to put more blue paint on my thing though. But I'm just a little past halfway and I'm out of paint, so good job me. Also, don't worry guys, I have a way to I organize all my paints over here. I still have the container I bought them in. Don't worry, I don't just throw them around willy-nilly. I don't know why that would affect you or why you would care, but who knows? I know that I need to just do something about my life, about everything. I didn't have the ability to vote when Trump was elected. I didn't have the ability to vote when Biden was elected. I'm 21. I was 17 when Biden was elected. This is the first time I got to vote. And I voted blue. And so many people decided that my rights weren't important. That's okay though. So I decided I'm important. I decided people like me are important. I decided that nobody else deserves to suffer the same way. You know, nobody deserves to have their rights taken away. In fact, there are people who already didn't have the same rights before all of this. People who deserved more rights. People who need our help and aren't gonna get it because we're too busy focusing on ourselves. Rights are a thing that shouldn't be debated. It's not a difference of opinion, it's a difference in morals. And when your morals show that you hate people, that you think people deserve to have their rights taken away, you deserve whatever consequences you get. That includes people not talking to you, people punching you in the face up in the street, people yelling at you, getting mad at you, cutting you off. The second that you decide that human rights are debatable, it's the second you decided you're a bad person. So, whatever happens to you is on you. Anyway, this piece I think I'm gonna call done in a second. It's pretty good. I'm actually kind of proud of it. I'm gonna do a couple last touch-ups. I chose to make the whites of the eyes yellow. It gives a sort of sickly, I'm suffering feel to it. You know. I think I am going to start titling my art. Although I'm not sure what to call this yet. I don't know. I think I'll call it I Deserve a Voice. But now it's just gotta dry. I need to sign it still, but I'm gonna feature blue in all of my art. All of it. There will not be a single painting I do without the color blue until my rights are protected, until they are no longer a debate, until everybody has the rights they deserve. And this is not because I'm a Democrat. I'm not far left or far right. I'm not a liberal. I'm not a conservative. Because both of them, far left just wants control just like the right does. You know? I am pro-human rights. Nothing more, nothing less. That doesn't make me a liberal, because not even liberals are pro 100% human rights. At least most of them. I'm not a Democrat, I'm not a Republican, because the split between parties is dividing. I'm for the people. I'm not none of the split shit. I'm for everyone. I'm for the lives of everyone, for the rights of everyone. I don't do that debate, split down the fucking difference bullshit. I don't like political parties even existing. So, I don't affiliate with either one. But I'm choosing blue because that's the color that has been decided upon to represent our movement. Because it's not red. Because it's not Republican. Because right now, that's what's in power. And that's what's going to destroy us. I will use blue in every single piece of art. Every single one. You will always see blue. You won't always see red. If I do use red, it's blood. That's what it represents. The blood on the hands of the people in power. That's all it is. There are millions and millions of people worth of blood on their hands. So, I'm going to end this video here. I'm going to post this without watching it again. I'm going to watch it through, and I am going to chicken out. I've been a chicken for far too fucking long. So, this is uncut. This is everything on my mind. This is my entire purpose for posting. This is the longest video I will do for a while. Unless I'm live, which I probably won't do until I actually have followers. This is my intro. This is me. This is what I stand for. If you are against that, don't subscribe. Don't like. Don't interact. Because you will not be met with kindness. Alright. Peace out, fuckers.